party hats. Boom, boom.
The whole go bang bang here. Let us begin.
I want you to keep an eye out for the Boogity Man.
VHS Bandits. VHS Bandits.
Welcome to Cox World
Don't need no DVDs, don't need no Betamax. These are the VHS Bandits.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast. Today we watched Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Let's pop in the tape.
I know that in the next 3 days we'll get to know each other much better. When we all get together again, I promise it won't be the same.
Angela's back to slash last year's record. Last year's Camp Carnage was so much fun that Angela has decided to return for another season.
Whatever happened to Angela Baker?
Nobody knows. When'd you learn to chop wood like that?
I've never chopped wood before, but I've chopped other things.
Those immoral young campers. When will they ever learn?
Nobody wants to go to a camp where everyone's been slaughtered. What's your favorite, color?
Blood red.
How many have you killed this time?
Lots.
Kill me too? How are you gonna do it? What's it gonna be?
A gun. Seems like every time I go to camp, somebody loses their head.
This year, Camp's a real killer. Angela is seeing to that. Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland.
Party all night! Teenage Wasteland!
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the VHS Bandits podcast. I'm Dane Train, here with my co-host. Co-host with the
Your
most.
co-ghosts. The coast ghosts floast boast.
Coast to coast.
This is Coast to Coast with the VHS Bandits. On today's show, ghosts that live in your butthole. We have special guest Kumar Punjab. He has been investigating poopy ghosts and poopy trails for decades now.
Whoa.
Punjab, are you on the line? We lost Punjab. Ah, shit. All right, we'll have to stick with the VHS Bandits regularly scheduled program. I'm Topher Hansen. And yeah, we watched Sleepaway Camp 3, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Teenagers.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Teenagers?
Yeah, dude.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Teenagers?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Teenagers. Sleepaway Camp 3, Wasteland.
You know, those teenagers.
Yeah, teenage wristband. I don't know. So,
All right.
hey, this is our first show after launching our Patreon. So thank you so much to everyone who has thus far joined the Patreon.
Yeah.
The reviews are in. They're loving it. After only a day, they are loving it.
Is that right?
So thank you all. It's absolutely right. Of course it is.
Survey says.
Thank you all. Survey says.
All right.
They're loving it.
So for the few of you folks who have already become to be snake eaters and party hat patrons, Party Hat Patrol patrons, thank you all for supporting us through our new Patreon. We got a very special episode coming for those of you who are Party Hat patrons, but we'll get into that later. any case,
That's right. Well, and so we still have our contest going on.
Oh, yeah,
for
that's
our
right.
first week of patrons. So until the 17th of July, which is this upcoming Wednesday, we have a contest. If you join our Patreon in any tier, you will be automatically entered to win a VHS copy of Dark Roast. My goodness gracious. And if you are a Patreon in our Party Hat Patrol, you will be getting your first extra VHS Bandits episode very soon, probably a week from today. My goodness gracious, what a deal. So much is going on.
Yeah, so in any case, yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we started our new Patreon.
Yep.
There are 2 tiers. One tier is the between $1 and $4 tier called the Snake Eater. And that is you get a nice thank you from us, and thank you all for helping us keep the lights on. And after that, there is another tier, the Party Hat Patrol. So that's $5 or above, and you get an extra episode from us every month exclusively for that tier.
That's right. And either tier, you get to take part in discussions and polls for Patreons exclusively. And our upcoming extra episode is going to be Top 10 Party Hats.
That's right. Whoa,
for
Top 10
the
Party Hats.
Hat Patrol. So if you want to get in on that, join the Party Hat Patrol on patreon.com/VHS Bandits.
That's right.
So
And
thank you again to everyone who's already signed up. You're already entered in the raffle to win Dark Roast on VHS. Anyone entering our Patreon from now until the 17th will also be entered in the contest. One of you lucky people will win Dark Roast on VHS. And now on with our previously scheduled show, Teenagers in Space. Wait, teenagers at camp getting murdered in space.
Teenage Mutant Teenagers in Space?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Angela in Teenagerland. Space with murder.
Whoa.
3.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So
I think so.
What was it? A year or 2 ago, we did Sleepaway Camp 2.
Dun, dun, dun.
And this seems to be a direct sequel from Sleepaway Camp 2. So let's see. Now my copy of this, it's a real copy, but I only have the tape. I don't have the box. So
you don't have a box?
I don't have a box. It's a naked tape. So I have to go on the
naked.
Naked.
Much like much of the actresses in this film.
That's right. Very naked. So I had to go on the interwebs and take a look at the box real quick. So it is a pretty sweet box. I wish I had it. It's very yellow.
The digital box.
Yeah, this digital box here. It says, she's back to slash last year's record. And the movie does take place 1 year since the last movie. I guess. So the beginning of the cover has some chick with some boobies, and she's holding a knife, and there's like a screaming face in this bloody knife. And on the back it says, Pamela Springsteen gives a slashing performance as Angela, a murderous camper who returns to Camp Happy Woods, which is not the name of the camp.
It's not Camp Happy Woods.
Either movies. Okay, weird. So
maybe it's in the first one. I don't know.
No,
I don't remember the name of the camp in the first one.
I don't remember it either, but I really don't think it's Camp Happy Woods.
I don't think it's Camp Happy Woods, though. That's a great name for a camp, though.
Oh, yeah. So where she previously had killed most of the campers, the camp reopens under an inept new management team played by Michael J. Pollard and Sandra Dorsey. This is the ideal setting for Angela, who is dedicated to doing her job of eliminating immoral Teenage Mutant Ninja teenagers. Armed with an arsenal.
They eat too much pizza.
Yeah. Armed with an arsenal of knives, guns, ropes, axes, and even a lawnmower, Angela puts away everybody except for Marcia, Tracy Griffith and her boyfriend.
Why would you give that away?
Yeah, you just gave away the whole movie.
Oh my God! Spoiler.
So they put them in a no holds barred cat fight. Marcia repeatedly stabs Angela and sends her off in an ambulance, thinking she'll never have to see her again. Or will she?
This is the entire end of the movie.
That was Sleepaway Camp, Teenage Mutant Ninja Teenage Wasteland. Everybody, thanks for listening to the show. Have a great night. We'll see you next episode. That's the entire movie, everybody.
To record our bonus episode, I guess.
It's horror, color, 80 minutes. The movie is only 80 minutes long, everybody.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but it's not 90. That's 10 minutes.
Excuse me. I think that's
you know what that is? That's 10 minutes of filler that we got in the last movie. Because the last movie, Sleepaway Camp 2, was nothing.
So you want 10 more minutes of filler?
No. No, I don't.
Yeah, so that's the perfect length for this movie. I didn't feel it dragged whatsoever. I mean, there was that filler, but I mean,
yeah,
you know, whatever. It wasn't too long. They're just trying to bump up the runtime.
I guess. I felt like
they need to get to that 80 minutes.
You know, personally, I felt like there were too many characters in this movie, and they bumped off people so fast. It was just like, come on, we gotta go, chop, chop, chop. You know.
Right, right.
No pun intended, because there's a lot of chopping.
Chop, chop, chop.
Yeah, but you know, it's oh well. Anywho, let's get into it. So, movie starts with some chick
party hats,
instant party hats,
instant party hats right off the bat,
and leopard print.
And she has
panties.
a tattoo on her party hats. One party hat says milk, the other party hat says shake.
Oh God, that's right.
Quite honestly, it looks like someone drank up all the milkshake before they filmed the scene. But that's okay. So this movie more than makes up for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So she's like, damn, I'm late for summer camp. So she like grabs a sleeping bag and one small bag. She lives in, I don't know, New York or something. She's just walking down the street, and out of nowhere, this big dump truck just starts running after her, and she's like, oh no. It starts awkwardly waddling down the street until she reaches a dead end, and the thing fucking
she reaches a wall of garbage.
Yeah.
So there's too many garbage bags in her way. She can't push through these garbage bags, no matter how hard she tries.
Yeah. So
that's how dirty New York City is, apparently. we cut in the late 80s.
We cut to a split-second shot of a mannequin getting run over by a garbage truck and the what appears to be a wig falling off of the mannequin as it gets hit. And then,
well, you know what? I mean, the garbage truck, we don't know who's driving at this point. The garbage truck, in its defense, is driving towards a wall of garbage. So that's probably not the best place to run towards if you're trying to escape a garbage truck. It's just doing what it does.
Yeah.
And taking out the trash.
Not to mention, there's a whole lot of people in the city seeing all this happen, and nobody like runs to help or anything like that. So.
Oh yeah, this is the middle of like the Diamond District or something in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And there are many witnesses to this.
Yeah.
But nobody cares. Hey, that's New York. Have some Floppaditos pizza.
Floppaditos?
What, you folding your pizza? You can't fold your pizza. This is New York. Hey, Floppaditos. $1 pizza by the slice.
When I become an old man and I can't get a big fat bone daddy anymore, is that what I'm going to call my dick? It's a Floppadito.
It's a nice greasy piece of Floppaditos in my pants.
Hey, come on over here and touch the whole Floppadito.
Hey, turn this Floppadito into some endless breadsticks. Why don't you take your top off?
With garlic salt.
Oh, gross.
Oh, shit. So miraculously, Angela from the last movie, she's dressed in the exact same clothing as this chick that she just ran down. How would this girl even know what she's wearing that day. She got the same haircut, same everything.
She's been casing her.
You think so? You think that there's like
She must have been.
You think that there's some room somewhere, like a hidden room where there's all these like pictures with like string and little like X's in the girl's face and stuff. You know what I mean?
Probably. I mean, you don't need that elaborate of a setup to, copy someone's wardrobe.
I think Pamela would.
And she brought her own sleeping bag too. She didn't even take this girl's sleeping bag.
Yeah, I meant Angela. It's Angela from the last movie.
Angela.
Her real name, Pamela. Pangela. The Panga. So anywho. So she puts the body in the back of the garbage truck and goes and hangs out at the bus stop where a cargo van pops up that says Camp, what was it? Camp Morning Star or something?
Camp New Horizon.
Camp New Horizon.
Unfortunately for the girl who gets killed in the garbage compactor, there is no doll head to save her.
No. Yeah.
Help, no, I know where you live.
So she gets picked up by the Camp New Horizons bus, where they go to summer camp, and it's the same camp from the last movie, which was, do you remember what the name of the camp was? Camp
Oh, I have
Arawak?
no idea.
I think it was Arawak, something like that.
Maybe, sure.
So anywho, so they go to the camp, and there's a reporter and a cameraman from a local news TV station who's
because
over there.
this is big news.
This is big news because
this is big news.
This 1 year ago, the camp was closed after Angela murdered everybody at the camp. So it's been closed, and this couple, very strange couple, Melvin and I can't remember what the other lady's name was. You remember?
It's Boner from I Come in Peace.
Yeah,
and some lady,
some lady. So they bought the camp. They renamed it the Camp New Horizons, and their whole goal is to have like 10
go to Europe.
Well, they have like 10 40-year-old people who are trying to act
I was
like they're
really
17.
confused by the time like they actually went on their camping trip.
Yeah, because Angela Angela says that she's 17, even though it's lying. And like they say it 8 times in the movie, like, whoa, you look rough for a 17-year-old.
And she looks fine. Quite honestly, she looks like she's 17.
Everybody else looks like they're 40.
20 at the most.
Everybody's got like 5 o'clock shadows and stuff, you know?
Yeah, nobody looks 17 in this movie. She's the most 17 looking out of all of them.
Yeah.
But the Camp New Horizons, the reporter is here for whatever reason because it's a slow news day, and there's a summer camp opening up that is mixing rich people with poor people. So there's underprivileged kids from the inner cities like East LA and San Francisco and I don't know where else. But whatever. And then there's rich people like Billy the Jock, who's from Texas, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And it just goes through the line of all these campers, and they're like stereotypes. Like Billy is like the jock from Texas, and there's Riff, I think is his name. He's a switchblading hip hop gang member, and there's
Snowball.
I forget. Snowball. Yeah. No, Snowman. Snowman?
Snowball.
Snowboy.
I think it was Snowboy.
No,
Snowboy.
It was Snowboy.
Yeah. Now,
Snowboy's like this graffiti punk.
Yeah. And he has a buddy who lights firecrackers. He has an unlimited
But
amount
he was
of
one of the
firecrackers.
good kids.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So everybody like has sort of their vice, right? So one guy, he's like the punk that graffitis everything. The other guy, he's like a pyromaniac and setting everything on fire. Everybody kind of has their own like thing. There's like the rich princess who's like daddy's a lawyer or whatever.
Yeah.
The big and dumb Texas jock guy, like his dad's like a mayor and he's gonna become a governor or something someday.
Yeah, and he's got repressed sexual fetishes.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that later. Yeah, everybody's kind of got like their own little thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, so
who was your favorite punk ass teenager?
Oh, hands down, the guy with the boombox. He was the best.
Oh yeah, for sure. He was awesome. Riff.
Every single
He's the
line he
switchblade
says,
guy.
Every single
just,
line.
Fuck
It's just
you.
Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck that. Every single line is that. And he either pulls out a switchblade knife or a fucking handgun on everyone. He's like, fuck you. And every time somebody tries to talk to him, he just takes his boombox and puts up the volume on the same song that he plays on repeat.
The same song. He can't get enough of it. The music in this movie is actually great.
Yeah.
Sleep away. Yeah. Sleep away.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good heavy metal at the beginning
there's a lot of
and the end
metal
credits.
and a lot of like the soundtrack or the score is a lot of like late 80s synthesizer esque type stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Except for this one hip hop song, which is just it's clearly like a royalty free generic hip hop song that
it's like
Riff listens to nonstop.
Yeah, it's like
there's no lyrics to it.
It's like
it's just some guy
like an instrumental Run DMC song. You know, if Run DMC had no lyrics, that's what it is. You know what I mean?
You can faintly hear a guy in there, but you know like actual lyrics, like he's going yeah, but yeah, yeah.
So
I don't know.
First thing that happens is the reporter goes and interviews all like 10 kids. She's like, "Hi, what's your name?" And you got the boombox guy. She's like, "Fuck you," and you know what I mean. And everybody just goes down the list, and eventually, after the thing ends, the reporter's like, "All right, and this is where the camp had all these murders last year," and the owner, she's like, "Stop it! I didn't want anybody to know about this. We talked about this," and she's like, "Don't worry, relax, it's all right." So the thing ends, everybody kind of disperses, and the reporter goes up to Angela and is like, "Oh, hey, why do you look so damn rough for a 17-year-old?" And she's like, "Yeah, I grew up with a lot of drugs." So the reporter's like, "Hey, you know where I can score some coke?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll be right back."
Yeah, I know you're presumably at this New Horizons camp to make a better life for yourself and really turn the tide, be in the great outdoors, away from the vices of the inner city. But do you have any cocaine?
Hey, it's just the 80s, you know?
It's the 80s.
Yeah, cocaine of the 80s.
She's got a long drive back to wherever, to her NBC affiliate in her Ferrari.
Yeah, she's a fucking news reporter for a local thing. Why the hell is she driving a fucking $200,000 Ferrari?
She works for like the Springfield Fox affiliate.
Jeez. Angela goes and puts like Ajax or borax in this little teeny little bag as if it was cocaine and gives it to her. So she takes off in her Ferrari, stops, snorts some coke, and realizes it's poison, and she fucking dies. So first kill of the movie is from poison cocaine.
She should have went for Pepsi.
Should have went for
Just asked for Pepsi. Actually, that was a good joke. The reporter is like, "Do you know where I can score some coke?" And then Andrew's like, "I think there's a vending machine in the
that's
in
pretty
the
good.
lobby." Yeah, there's some good jokes in this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she's dead, and her camera guy, who fucking know? I guess he just left in his own car. Like
he
usually,
took off in a
there's
news
like
van.
Right. Why would the reporter take her own car here? She's driving a Ferrari in the dirt road in the middle of the wood. Whatever. I don't know. Who cares?
So they go into the mess hall where we meet like the 10 kids. And and like a brawl starts between two of them. And one person shows up, and I forgot the hell his name was, but he's a cop.
They're waiting for the third counselor. So the two main counselors are the owners, which is Boner and the Boner's wife.
Mrs. Boner.
Mrs. Boner.
So this guy shows up, and he like breaks up the fight. And what they decide to do is they're gonna make 3 camps. So they split up the kids into 3 groups, and they all go out camping for a couple days, right? And they all have to like do all these exercises where they like, you know, they like tie your legs together in like a leg rope race kind of a thing, or like they do trust exercises and stuff. Again, too, it's all about inclusion and acceptance between the affluent, the white collar and the blue. So they go out into the woods, 3 different groups, and instantly.
But so in the first day, I think it's when they wake up to start going out, we get our party hat scene.
Oh man, party hat city right there. All the party hats.
I've got a lot to say about that, but you'll have to tune in to our extra party hat episode.
That's right.
But seriously, this is a party hat scene.
Oh yeah, lots of party hats.
Yeah, I forget what girl, like which even side she falls in. Is she part of the affluent side, or is she one of the like, underprivileged teens? I don't know. But her party hats, my God, boombastic. Boombastic. And every girl has their tops off, and then Angela is like wearing this like old lady like full body bra,
like a corset.
And then, and then the girl who's also from the Asian girl who's also from
Night of the Demons.
Night of the Demons, yeah. She says, "How do you take that off with a can opener?" And then it says, "Fuck Angela," whatever. It's spray painted in the camp, in their bunk.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, look at this." And then they talk about like, "Oh, Angela, whatever, killed a bunch of people here last year." Yeah. You'd think someone would have painted over this, but hey, they didn't. And then Angela's like mad. That's the trigger. I mean, she was there to kill any people other ways. You know, she clearly is there to murder people, but now she's gonna extra murder them because someone said, "Fuck Angela." And then they go camping.
Yeah. So everybody gets like their own Camp New Horizons shirt and all that, and they go camping. So you find out that Boner has the hots for one of the camp girls.
And he calls her Sweet Pea. And she is into it.
Oh, dude, she's wicked into it. And it must have been the fucking grossest thing in her career to have an intimate scene with that guy who's like triple her age, and he's like sucking on her nipples and touching her and this and that. I would have been so grossed out.
It's weird. I don't know why I don't know what the motivation is for her character to be into this dude, but like,
oh, there is no reason. It's not like she's like gonna like marry him and take all of his money. It's not like he's rich. Not like his, you know what I mean? There's no motive for that whatsoever. Fellow.
No, he's just the luckiest man on the planet, I guess. Who knows?
And Angela develops her signature weapon. Leatherface has a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger's got his like claws.
Finally, Angela has her weapon.
Yeah, it's a big fucking.
It only
stick.
took 3 movies. Yep,
it's this fucking stick.
It's just a dirty, moldy stick that would break in half if you hit it against anything.
She just whacks everybody in the back with it, like just boop, 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 a couple times, and that's pretty much how she kills almost everybody in this movie. It's just by.
Half of the people die through a wet log. Yeah.
Bark
but
is
yeah,
coming
so
off.
he's macking it with the hot chick, and then Angela comes in and sees that they're macking it, and that's just not gonna do. You can't mack it with Angela around. And so she
no mac
takes
zone.
this no mac zone. Don't go in the mac zone. And a Boner gets out of the tent, and like you can see the silhouette of Angela beating the shit out of this guy from within the tent where the girl's watching, and she's like watching this go on, and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Boner. Like she doesn't even address that Angela's even out there.
Yeah.
But she can clearly see her. And then she murders both of them with a stick.
Yep. She just whacks them both with a stick and puts them into the tent. So then she goes fishing with the other two guys, the punk who graffitis everything and the punk who puts firecrackers on everybody's feet. And they're like having a chit chat while fishing. And Angela reels in a hockey mask. And she's like, wow, who's been throwing stuff away in the lake? And the guy goes, oh boy. Hey, what day is it? They go, it's Saturday the 14th.
That was a great joke.
That was pretty good.
That was great. I love that. I laughed out loud at that one.
Yeah.
That was good.
So,
and then they're like, anyway. And then he lights off a firecracker and throws it at Angela for like the third time.
He like puts it in a fish's mouth and it explodes or something.
Yeah.
So
and then she runs off and snowblower. What is it?
Mr. Plow.
Mr. Plow, Mr. Plow. Snowboy. Oh, Snowboy. Snowboy's like, let me try that. And so they're setting off fireworks.
So that night,
how the fuck did? Yeah.
So that night,
yeah, they survive that instance. Yeah. But Angela is pissed.
So the two of them are sleeping. Angela takes one of the firecrackers and like puts it. I think she like stuck it up the guy's nose.
Yeah, she did.
She lights the firecracker and his face fucking explodes. And yet again, she pulls out her signature move, the wet stick. And she bashes graffiti guy on the head, knocking him dead.
Now, do you think this is the same stick the entire movie?
It's definitely the same stick. How could it not be? Does Leatherface use a different chainsaw every time? Does Freddy Krueger use a different glove every time? No.
That's true.
Does a Scream Ghostface use a different chrome knife? I mean, it's right. It's the same old ratty stick.
Signature wet stick.
You know, if they made if they made one of those like action figures that the Necco San Diego Comic-Con exclusive action figure,
wet stick included.
Stick. You know, yeah, that you'd see on eBay for like hundreds of dollars that day. So
2/8 scale wet stick.
So
exclusive.
You can't get this anywhere else but San Diego Comic-Con. Wet stick.
Then basically the movie is just a series of people dying.
Yeah, that's the whole movie.
It's just like we introduce the characters that you need to know right away. There's no character development. It's just like everybody is a stereotype, which is fine. Like, because it's Sleepaway Camp 3. You're not supposed to really, you're just here to watch a series of murders, basically. And that's exactly what this movie is.
Yep, that's right.
Exactly. There's no plot twists. There's no escalating and de-escalating scenarios of tension or anything. It is just die.
Yeah,
and
there
then
was
end
no
of the
story
movie.
arc, no conclusion, nothing.
Nothing, just death.
So
who dies next? I guess I forget.
You know, so much of that shit happened. I don't even remember.
It's all a blur, one bloody blur. Oh, but they do. So we basically forget about the, like we said, there's 3 groups.
She
of,
knocks
people.
off each group one by one.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's probably easier to film that way.
Yeah.
So you just know who you need to have on set for this set of days. That's it. No cross-pollination of actors. We kill all of them and then we move on.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. That is efficient indie filmmaking. And so Angela's group has those 2 kids. She killed them. And she had the lady counselor. No, that was the second group, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the man was the leader of the first group.
Right. So after she killed everybody,
Boner, yeah.
she put them all into one
everyone is dead.
tent. She lit the tent on fire and it fucking exploded.
That tent went up like a Christmas tree.
Oh man. So then she goes to the other camp that is run by the lady who runs the camp. She's just sitting in a lawn chair reading the magazine the whole time. She's not doing nothing.
This is like Seven. She is sloth.
Yeah.
And Boner was lust. And how about half of the other people are lust too?
Yeah, pretty much. So, again, too, same old routine. She's just trying to kill everybody one by one. So one of them, she blindfolds them and ties her hands behind their back to do a trust.
Oh yeah, that's one of the trust exercises.
Yeah. So
this is a shitty camp. Oh, so we didn't even say, we kind of touched on it, but like, so when all the campers and whatever showed up, we were like, where's the campers in this camp? I thought they were all counselors.
Yeah, they were
because
like CITs.
they're fucking old as fuck. But no, it's a camp for like the mid 20-year-olds or something. I guess everyone's supposed to be 17. But even then, in all the other movies, all the counselors were 17, not the campers. The campers were like, 10 years old at max.
It's crazy.
So who knows? So I was very confused as to why they were like, there's a line that in the party hat patrol scene, well, not party hat patrol scene, but the party hat scene where everyone's like topless for whatever reason. The rich girl, someone's like, hey, how much did you spend to get here? And then the girl's like, I don't know, $3,000. And then she's like, I guess the government spent at least that much to get all of us here too. So presumably these people are paying for this experience.
But it's subsidized? Is that right?
Well, that's the New Horizons thing. So that's like the underprivileged kids were probably subsidized by a grant or something to go there.
I gotcha.
And then the rich people paid for their kids to go here. But this is a shitty camp for $3,000 a head.
Yeah.
All you're doing is trust exercises. Fuck that camp.
Crazy.
That sucks. I want my money back. I want the blob. From Camp Nowhere.
Yeah.
That better be at this camp.
You did not go to goat cart camp.
Clearly not. You go to Trust Fall Camp for $3,000.
So
anyway.
So one of the kills, she ties up this girl. She puts her up a flagpole and then drops her and her head like splats.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
There's some creative deaths. That one was great.
Like, some of them are like kind of okay, but a lot of them are like not so great.
Well, yeah. Well, so what I mean, like, yes, there are creative deaths, but they unfortunately lack in the execution where you don't see as much as you would like to.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that one was great because you see exactly what you need to see. She tied in this trust exercise, your hands are tied up and you're blindfolded. And so Angela's leading the rich girl throughout the woods. And then she uses the flagpole hinge to hook her up to the ropes around her hands. And then she drops her and you see the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you see her body drop from like a bird's eye view. And there's like a gruesome crunch.
Yeah.
Crunch. Bones. And that's good. But for instance, like the firecracker in the nose, great setup for a death, but they like cut away and you don't really see anything.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like girl getting hit by dumps truck, you see everything.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's great.
You know?
So I feel like, I mean, it's hard to balance those things with your budget or whatever. But the creativeness is there.
Yeah. All right. So who else?
Riff is there's a couple times I feel like we miss Riff going, fuck you.
Yeah, that's just him the whole time. He just swears at everybody, and he doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to hang out in the tent, listening to the same cassette over and over, and that's all he wants to do. So
who else is in that group? It's the lady. Riff is in that group. The rich girl, because the rich girl and Riff get into an argument over. So they're all sitting around the night before talking about their favorite movies.
Oh yeah,
and Billy or Bobby is the like rich kid from Texas who wants to be a politician. He's like, I like movies that make America look good, like Rambo 3. And then the rich girl's like, I like movies with good acting, like Casablanca or the Care Bears movie. And then Riff is like, I like movies with tits and blood. And then they get in a fight over something. I forget what.
I don't know.
But they get in a fight, and then
the rich
Riff
girl
probably pulls his.
The rich girl, like,
she calls him the N-word.
Yeah, shit gets out of hand. So then at one point, the counselor is like cooking one steak on the grill, and she's like, "Hey, Angela, go get me X, Y, and Z." And,
you gotta go fishing.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh wait,
go
no, yeah,
fish.
that's different. That's after this, yeah.
And
she's like, I need more bug spray from the real camp.
Yeah,
so go there.
So then she goes back to the camp, and we get like a 10-minute long filler scene where she just has flashbacks of her singing the camp song from the last movie.
Oh yeah,
so that's some filler right there. And she discovers.
And what does that add to the story?
Well,
nothing.
She has to go back to the camp area where she finds all the garbage, even though they've been open for not even 24 hours as a camp, and there's garbage everywhere.
Well, they had to prepare, man. Right? They've been there for a few weeks getting everything ready so that they can just leave the camp and go in the woods.
I guess.
And not utilize the camp at all.
That's very good point. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
They barely use the camp.
That's right. So
and all the garbage is buried, I guess, because they don't want to pay for a garbage company.
Yeah.
And Angela is a humanitarian environmentalist, and she can't stand that they bury their garbage.
Yeah, I think that pissed her off. So, so Angela ends up going fishing with Billy Bob, the Texas guy, who
actually seemed like a nice guy up until this point.
And he finds
There's a few people that actually are like, oh, they're not bad at all.
Yeah. He ends up being a creepazoid where he likes to be tied up and he wants to do some kinky stuff with Angela.
Yeah, so the counselor's like, okay, you guys are we're going to do the trust exercise where we tie you up and see how many fish you guys can catch. So she ties those two up, and then she's like, Riff, I guess you're going to have to be tied up with me. And Riff says, that's your cue.
I don't remember.
It's the only thing he says in the entire movie. Fuck you.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about Billy Bob. Oh, yeah.
No.
He says, fuck you. The whole time.
All right, let's try that again. All right, Angela and Billy Bob, you're going to be tied up. Riff, there's nobody else here, so it looks like you and me are going to be tied up.
Fuck you.
All right, good. A little late again, but that's okay.
That's the best part of the movie is just him and anything that guy says. And then at one point, Angela like goes into his tent and is like, turn the music down, I'm talking to you. And he fucking pulls out a gun. He's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, because he was supposed to go he was supposed to clean the fish that her and Billy Bob caught.
Yeah.
So her and Billy Bob are tied up going fishing. They're tied up, and then Billy Bob's like, I like being tied up, bull. It gives me a big bad bone, daddy. It gives me a floppy willy. What did we talk about earlier? I don't know.
Floppy jalopy. I forgot what it was.
Floppy. It gives me a floppy jalopy. So he's got a floppy jalopy, and he tries to put the moves on Angela, and she's like, no. And then he's like, oh, I thought you were into it. And she's like, not right now. Meet me tonight on the driveway or whatever. And then they bring back fish. Yep. And then
they want
Griff
to prepare the fish.
Right.
And he goes, fuck you.
And he says, fuck you, and pulls a gun on them.
Yep.
And then she's like, hey, why don't we do the trust game, counselor lady? And she takes the counselor. The counselor is blindfolded and she leads her back to the garbage dump.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, do you have any plans for your life?" I guess. I don't know. And she's like, me and Boner are planning on going to Europe. And then Angela leads her to the garbage and is like, "Your plans are canceled." And then she pushes her into the garbage dump and she's like, "You shouldn't bury your garbage. That's not good for the environment." And then she, like, this goes on for a while. She buries her. This woman could easily get out of this. She's in like she's fallen backwards onto like 2 trash bags.
Yeah. Her hands aren't even tied. The trash bags don't look heavy at all. And she doesn't undo her blindfold whatsoever, even though she can.
Yeah, her hands aren't tied up.
No.
And then she's getting buried. Like her whole body has to get buried. And Angela just has this little tiny shovel. She doesn't have a bulldozer or anything. There's no way to like.
It must have taken 2 hours for her to bury her.
Oh yeah, it would take him forever. But hey, she does it and her head's up above the ground. So it's just her head peeking out the ground. And then Angela, way before Sinister ever came out, Angela takes a lawnmower and goes, and again, this is a cool death, like a cool idea for a death. And she drives over her head with a lawnmower, but you don't really see anything, unfortunately.
Thing.
I would have liked to at least see like some blood splatter everywhere. But unfortunately, no go there. But again, creative death, just not as fully executed as one would like. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. Whoa.
That's right.
And then she goes back that night, I guess, right? And then kills the other guy. She kills Riff. With the stick, I think.
She takes the tent stakes and just stabs him with tent stakes.
Oh, yeah. She undoes the tent and the tent collapses on him and he goes, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And then she stakes him into the ground.
Right before
and then puts
that,
a stake through his head.
Right before that.
That's a pretty good one.
The lamest fucking thing in the movie. She gives him a new cassette to play in his boombox. And it's her rapping a song about how he's going to die.
Dane, rap the song.
she's like, "Welcome to camp, New Horizons. You've been an asshole. Now it's time to die." That's it.
Is that it? All right, that's it. VHS Bandits exclusive mixtape. You've been an asshole and you're gonna die. I'm Angela. Hey.
That was
it's true. The tape comes true. And he kills her. I mean, she kills him. And she takes his gun.
Yeah. So
that is the second wave of campers.
One to go.
And now the runtime has been pretty long, so they're like, "Oh shit, we just got to kill all of these people that we barely even met."
Yeah.
How did she kill the Asian girl?
Probably with the wet stick. I honestly don't remember.
Probably. Is she part of this group?
She's part of the one with the lady counselor.
Oh, she was? Yeah, she probably killed her with the wet stick. No, her head got crushed. Yeah, no, her head, something to do with her head. There was
you know what it was? She went into a tent and she went to go crawl out of the tent, and Angela decapitated her with an axe. And the head looked like it was made out of Play-Doh.
I thought it looked pretty good. Not gonna lie, I liked it. So now she's on to the other camp, and then by the time they got here, me and Dane were like, "Oh, what? We completely forgot about all of these characters because we haven't seen them in so long."
Yeah. So we find out that the third counselor is a police officer, and his son was one of the victims in the last movie. So he's like a counselor there to try to catch Angela, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know
why. Well, no, he's not. He's just there. So like the kids are like, "Hey, why are you here, man?" And he's like, I'm just doing what I never got to do with my boy. Go camping at the... And then he's like, my kid was murdered here at this camp last year. So I just want to pay my respects and do what I couldn't do with him and revisit the site of his brutal murder. And that won't be adverse to my mental well-being whatsoever. And so here he is, whatever. And he's a cop.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, him being a cop, I don't know, has anything to do with the storyline at all. Unless they mention it in the previous movie, but it literally has no effect on the movie at all.
Nope, not at all. So
yep.
Two of the kids are out like doing it out in the woods while
so one of the bad kids and one of the good girls, or the rich kids and the poor kids, the kid from East LA who looks like
he's in a gang.
John Stamos.
Yeah. He's in a gang. He wears baggy pants and a bandana and rides the lowriders.
That's what gangs do, man.
That's
I've seen East LA. It's all baggy pants, bandanas, and lowriders. Oh my!
And she was talking to him about moving to Idaho with her.
Ohio
for whatever reason.
Ohio.
So they roll around.
And these kids seem pretty good too. They're not doing anything. Like, he's respectful of her.
Yeah.
She's nice to him.
Yeah, they seem all right.
Nobody's doing any hanky-panky that anyone isn't consenting to.
Yeah, right. It seems all right.
Oh, we didn't talk about Billy Bob. So Billy Bob, she was supposed to meet Billy Bob that night and to fuck. And then she ties Billy Bob to a tree because he likes being tied up. And he's like, don't tell anyone this because I might run for office one day. And she ties him up to the tree with his hands around the tree as if, like he's an environmentalist. And he's like, don't tear down this tree. And she takes the other end of the rope and ties it to her Jeep Sierra and then goes crunch and then rips his arms off. Again, a great setup, but you don't really see what you want to see. His arms flying off.
I think they just squirted, from what I saw, they squirted a little bit of ketchup on his shoulder and he just goes, ah, and that's it. You don't see anything else happen.
And this is one of those movies where, like, as soon as someone has an injury, they're instantly dead.
Yeah, that's right.
Within seconds, they're dead. Like, this guy would be screaming. He'd have to bleed out. No, he's just dead. And you get your head hit with a stick, you're dead. No matter what. It's just instant death. Every weapon is the golden gun. One hit, you're dead.
The golden gun.
That's it. Yep. Slappers only. Boom. Dead. So then in the
so the cop,
two good kids, they're like tied up together. That was like they were doing the trust exercise. And I guess they've been doing it for 2 days straight because they're still tied up.
Yeah.
And then there's two random people that we don't know. There's another kid, I forget his name, and then another girl. Yeah. So there's another guy and another girl who are barely in the movie at all. They do nothing. They're just there to die later on.
So Angela is walking with the cop and this other girl, the Ohio girl.
It's a walking cop.
And they're going for a walk. Angela trips and like busts up. She sprains her ankle. So they go into the mess hall. The cop wraps her leg in like a wrap, right? And then she's like, "Oh, I don't like the other camp counselors. They sleep around and they're lazy. They don't do nothing. In fact, one of them is outside right now. It's not a pretty sight." So the girl goes and checks it out. And yeah, there's the headless body. The cop goes out and he's like, run,
so that
run,
means
run.
that she dug up her body.
Yeah, she dug up the body. So
after decap, she buried her in a 6-foot grave.
Yeah.
And then had the time to dig up her body and put it I don't know.
So then
Angela is hard at work.
Yeah. And so the cop realizes that this girl is Angela, and he mentions
Angela has the gun from Riff.
Yep. So she takes the gun from Riff.
Yeah,
the
cop tells the good girl, the redheaded good girl, to run off and get help, or I don't know, she just runs off. He doesn't tell her where to go. She just runs off. And you would figure like, oh, he's a cop. I guess this is where that would come into play, and he'd have a gun of his own, and there'll be like a gunfight. But no, he's defending himself with a 2x4.
Yeah.
And it's not a wet stick, so it doesn't work. Okay?
Wet stick's the only thing.
Yeah, and he's like, how are you gonna kill me? You gonna chop my head off? You gonna use a wet stick? You gonna light me on fire? And she goes, I'm gonna use a gun. Bam, bam. And then she just shoots him. Nobody fights back at all in this entire movie. There's one fight at the end. Barely.
So next, Angela ties up 3 of the kids. The middle one being the kid from East LA.
4 of them.
Well, there's 3 kids.
Wait, no, three
kids are tied up. One of them, the
she
redhead
finds the other girl
from Ohio, is held hostage and tied up in one of the bunks. And Angela's like, all right, this is what we're going to do. It's one of these trust exercises. You got to find the redheaded girl from Ohio within 2 minutes in one of the bunks, or else you're going to die. Do it. So then they go to the different bunks where they find all the other dead bodies. Oh no, not in this bunk. Oh no, not in this bunk. So they get to the last bunk, and that's where the girl is, but it's booby trapped with like axes in the walls that swing down like pendulums and kill the two kids that are in between the East LA kid. So now there's 2 kids left, and Angela's just like, well, you 2 made it. See you later. So she like legitimately lets them live and then goes to take off. And
she doesn't lock them in or anything.
No, she does nothing else. She's just like, yeah, there's a payphone a couple miles away. I'm out. See ya.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What was Angela's motivation to go back to the camp? Why did she leave them? Why did she let them live? What is her motivation? There is no motivation. There's no reason for any of this.
Yeah, because usually she's like, her MO is like punish.
Yeah, kind of like Ricky from Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah, exactly. Punishing people for their moral corruption or whatever.
Yeah.
But these 2 random people, they did nothing the entire movie.
No.
And they get murdered just for being extras.
Oh, I think
basically.
they like sweared and that was enough to get them killed. Because they said like buzz off.
If that's the case, then Riff should have gone first.
I know. So redhead girl from Ohio starts running after her with an axe.
Yeah, why isn't the guy do it?
Yeah, where the hell was he? I don't even know. Was he still like tied up and he was trying to untie himself? I don't know. But so they have a fight. They kind of stab each other a little bit until redhead girl from Ohio
redhead girl
stabs the shit out of her in the stomach.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I assume they call the police, because next thing you know, the police are there and the 2 kids are in the back of the police car. And he goes, I love you, baby. I'm gonna move to Ohio with you. We're gonna live together. It's like you've known each other for like 5 hours.
And then she's like, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, oh shit.
That's it.
Anyway.
Stupid. So then we cut to an ambulance. Angela's in there and they're like, oh, she's still alive, but we should kill her because she's a psycho killer. And Angela takes out a syringe that just happens to be there. And I don't understand how the syringe will kill them, because she doesn't even like.
Well, because it's the golden gun. It's one hit death.
I guess.
That's it. If Angela touches you, you die.
She doesn't even like press down the syringe thing to like inject whatever's in the syringe into the people. She just goes bleh with a little syringe.
Yeah, she gets the cop in the eye, and I guess that could go to his brain. It wouldn't instantly kill you. And then the like paramedic, I think she just stabs him in the chest with it.
Yeah, and he's dead.
Like, that's what you do with a syringe anyway. He'd be fine.
And Angela's just like, I'm doing some dirty work.
Yeah, the driver's like, what's going on back there? And Angela's like, just taking care of business. And then we get an awesome fucking end credits theme song. Sleep away! Sleep away, Camp 3! Sleep away!
Yeah. And
It's rad.
And that's
the movie.
That's the movie. So, oh boy. Anywho, what should we rate this movie at?
Do you want to look up Amazon? I'll look up IMDb.
Sure. All right, hold on now.
All right.
All right, hold on.
Sleepaway Camp 3. This was a good movie though. What do you think about compared to Sleepaway Camp 2? Who's the winner? Sleepaway Camp 3 or 2?
That's a tough call. There's so much filler in Sleepaway Camp 2. I wasn't like, I know so many people love Sleepaway Camp 2. I wasn't crazy about it. Again, to me, it dragged. This one is like boom, 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 right to the point, And
I mean, that's true. I feel like Sleepaway Camp 2 has a much better story, and there's so much more going on.
Yeah. Definitely. This one is just like, no story,
deaths
no
are
nothing.
A lot better executed.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I mean, between
and of course, party hats.
Yeah.
Party hat patrol. That's where they came from.
I think I agree with you. I think Sleepaway Camp 2 is definitely the superior Sleepaway Camp of the two.
Yeah.
So
all right, out of 10 stars.
All right, so out of IMDb, out of 10?
Yes, IMDb out of 10 stars. What do you think the IMDb community rating Sleepaway Camp 3?
6.5.
Oh, you're close. 5.3 on IMDb.
Ain't bad. Now,
under.
There's no VHS on Amazon, but they got a Divid and a Blu-ray. How many out of 5 do you think it got out of 112 customer reviews?
I'm going to say this is probably a 4.5.
It got 4 out of 5.
Hey.
Not too shabby.
There you go.
Not too shabby at all.
There you go. Not bad.
Yeah. So that's now.
All right, what are we rating this out of? Floppy ding dongs, floppy jalopies.
Floppy jalop. There you go. All right. And how many floppy jalopies? All right, you go first. How many floppy jalopies do you give?
Boy.
Camp 3?
I forget what I rated Sleepaway Camp 2. So I don't know how I was feeling with Sleepaway Camp 2. I know I liked it.
Yeah.
But I think Sleepaway Camp 2 is a better movie overall. Yep. But this was a great movie. The pacing was good. It's just death after death. It's all killer, no filler, except for that 10 minutes.
Right, yeah.
But whatever, go take a piss and get a cookie, you're good.
Yeah.
So out of 10 floppy jalopies, I'm gonna give this 8 floppy jalopies.
Ooh, not too bad.
Yeah, the music was rad. The deaths are cool. It moves fast. I think this is a movie worth 8 floppy jalopies. Yeah. How about you?
I'm gonna give it 7 floppy jalopies. Only because
keeping 3 floppy jalopies to yourself.
Yep. 3 times the floppy jalopy charm. So that makes no sense.
Nope.
Yeah, I give it that because I thought it was really good. I love like all like the parody, like it kind of it knows what it is. It's almost almost a parody in a sense. You know what I mean? And it's just pure. There's not much to it. It's just Angela killing Teenage Mutant Ninja teenagers from outer space. And I only give it a 7 out of 10 only because I wanted more like gory effects. I wanted more. I wanted to like see the guy's arms getting ripped off. I wanted to see the guy's head getting blown off with a firecracker. I wanted to see more. I want to see the head getting shredded by the lawnmower. You know what I mean? Like
this would be an easy 10 out of 10 floppy jalopies if
down.
They showed everything.
It would be floppy jalopies till the cows come home. If they had just showed all the special effects. I mean, hey, the party hats, there's abundance of party hats, so that's good. You know what I mean? That's you know, I get a lot of
In the
floppy
beginning,
jollies
they
for that.
wane towards the end.
Yeah.
It's really the first act party hats.
Yeah, first act party hats. But yeah, I totally rewind this. Absolutely. I got to get a damn slip for it. If anybody out there has a free slip, a naked slip for my naked tape, let me know. Get in touch with us so I can, I'll take it off your hands. So there you have it. That's Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Teenagers, Wasteland.
So
from outer
that'll
space.
Wasteland. That'll do it. Oh, doesn't one of the dude says the Snow Boy says the title of the movie?
He's like
Teenage Wasteland, dude.
Yeah, Cowabunga.
Anyway, yeah, he's dead already.
Yep.
So that's gonna do it for this episode of the VHS Bandits. Don't forget, we have a Patreon that you can join at patreon.com/VHS Bandits. Join the Party Hat Patrol. We're doing a bonus episode on top 10 party hats. You're gonna want to listen to that. And thank you again to everyone who's already joined. The contest is still going on. If you want to win the Dark Roast VHS for free, all you got to do is join by July 17th and you're entered in the raffle. And that's gonna do it, guys. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes. That helps as well. I am Topher Hansen, and with me, as always, is my co-host,
Counselor Dane Train.
Be kind and rewind.